YouTube channel, and as you can see by the title, we are doing a Makeup Revolution new palette. This is the new TAMMI Tropical Carnival Shadow Palette. This is what the box looks like. I really like the box, I think it's really pretty. It's a pressed pigment palette as well, by the way, so possible staining, just so you know. That's why it's not called an eyeshadow palette. And then this is what the palette looks on the inside, which I also really love that they follow the theme through, and like the TAMMI's in like nice foil, and this is like matte. The shade names are on the back, so you can actually, and that's what I'm going to do now, just get rid of the name sheet, because the shade names are actually written here, so you don't need to remember. This is what the inside of the palette looks like. You'll have seen it on Instagram. It's a tropical paradise, really, of colour, and we're going to put it on my eyes today. And you probably think, man, Melissa, your eyes aren't that colourful today. In fact, it just looks like a plain green spotlight eye. I know, I'm having issues. It's discussed later on. But anyway, I don't want to fanny around too much like I usually do. So if you want to see how I got this look and my thoughts on the new Makeup Revolution x TAMMI palette, which is £10 by the way, available on Superdrug and revolutionbeauty.com. This is not sponsored by the way, but I was gifted this, but not sponsored. They didn't ask me to do a video. Then please should do, keep on watching. So I'm just going to prime my eye. Got a little bit of concealer on it already. With the P. Louise base. I think this is the shade 02. Don't look at my hair, it's messy. I haven't done it, I'm still in my pajamas. It's not been a productive day at all for me. But just one of those days, you know, we all get them. So the first shade I'm going in with is the shade Navy, and this is just on a blank canvas E24 brush, which is just like a flat kind of packing brush. And we're doing a spotlight eye, so I'm just going to take it through the crease and slightly under my lower lash line. This shade has a really nice amount of pigment to it. You can see that it's really pigmented. It's really impressive actually for like a deep navy blue. So I'm just packing that through the crease, making sure I've got enough on and it's high enough. You know me, I've got wonky, droopy eyes. There is a little bit of fallout, but not actually that much, so it's not that bad. The second shade I'm going in with is the lighter blue called Bacchanal. I mean, watch Tammy's video, she says all these words much cooler than I do. And I'm just gonna blend out the edges of navy. I know what you're thinking, the other side is really green. But this is how I got to that, honestly, so just trust me. Again, this shade performs really well. It's just a nice light blue. I like it. It's not patchy or anything so far. Yeah, just blending this navy out nicely. So I'm just cleaning that brush off, and the next shade we're going in with is, oh for goodness sake, it's French. It's the yellow shade. And this is where we're gonna start to see a transition to green. Because if you know your color theory, blue and yellow make green. So I'm just taking that, just on that edge, around that lighter blue. Actually makes a really good green for this palette that's actually kind of missing from the palette, so like a deep green, so I quite like that it's changed so well. But I did intend to do a blue look, and then obviously when I chucked on the yellow I was like, oh Melissa, you obviously don't know your colour theory that well. Then I'm picking up a larger, fluffier brush and more of that yellow and taking it above just so the yellow is actually showing as well and it's not just like purely green. Just a wee pinch of yellow peeking out. And then I went back in with the navy, making sure it's on my outer and inner corner. Just go around like that as well. I need to make sure that the blue is showing above the cut crease like it is kind of on this side. And then just a pinch more of the lighter blue, because I did too much dark blue. We all make mistakes. Like me, taking all of my painkillers this morning. Really, I shouldn't. I should have taken half so that I could actually get some work done. Boy oh boy, do they knock me out. Gonna throw on the spotlight now, so I like to paint a stripe along the centre of my eye. I then like to open my eye fully, and see where it transfers. So you see, if I open my eye now, like that cut crease would be disappeared. So I do tend to keep my eye open. And then just wiggle this above my completely opened eye. So even when my eyes are closed, or sorry, fully open, you can still see a little bit of the cut crease. Not too much. I definitely used to do my halo eyes way too big, but I've learned, we all learn, and now I do them a little pinch smaller. So I'm just gonna fill it in, and then we will move on to that gorgeous shimmers on the lid. I do feel like this is really similar to a look I did recently, but because I did take all my painkillers, like they knock everything out of me, so I hope you don't mind. And we're still testing the formula of this palette, so I hope that's okay. But yeah, I will just tidy this up a bit, this line up here, and then we'll be back and we will move on to filling it in. So we do have quite a bit more fallout now. I think that's why this under eye like looks blue. Like I feel like my whole face looks blue. But we can always clean that up before I go in with my foundation and stuff. So out of focus, that's great. Now we're going in with the shade Greens, and we're going to put this on the outer part and the inner part of the cut crease. This is just dry on top of the pillowy space. I didn't want to wet it at first, like to test the formula and see like what the payoff was, and it's pretty decent. Not bad at all, in fact. So this is Greens, and I think it's a really nice green, like metallic green. It's a lovely kind of emerald green. It is pretty firmly pressed in the pan, but as you can see, dry over a tacky base, it is working. So you probably saw they're kind of sped up. So I did have to dip into the pan quite a lot of times, and I really did have to rub my brush in the pan quite hard. Maybe if I did wet the brush, it wouldn't be so like hard to pick up the pigment. It's not that hard, but it is harder than like with a high-end, let's say ABH metallic formula. Like they feel wet. These feel really dry and quite firmly pressed. But it is drugstore, it's £10, so I can't really be like, oh, it doesn't work like the Riviera, you know what I mean? It's just, that's stupid. This is such an affordable palette. But anyway, let's move on to the next colour. So this is the shade Calypso that we're going in with, and I have put it on both sides of my brush, and I'm going to wet it using my Primark primer water, because I wanted this part to really be like the centre of attention. That's why I decided to wet this shade. I love the smell of that primer water. So now that it's all the way down the centre of my eye, I'm just taking that other green called Greens. I'm just going to make sure that it's a little bit more blended into greens. Just by really lightly dragging it over the sides. So that it's still the main kind of talking point. Do you know how much I wanted to add green glitter and stuff to this look? Like, you have no idea. I'm sure some of you have some idea, but like, I know I couldn't because I have to just test the palette, but my word, I wanted to do like green glitter eyeliner and add Urban Decay Distortion, you know me. And then I'm picking up the shade Jab Jab, which is the black. I'm putting that on the very inner and very outer corner. I don't like saying anything negative about this palette because I really like TAMMI, but I will say the black is a little bit disappointing. It's just not that pigmented. I tried a look before this, and I started off with the black, and it just looked really grey. And I think it's just a bit too firmly pressed in the pan, to be honest. Because Makeup Revolution can do good blacks, and this one just isn't one of them. Alrighty then. That is looking pretty similar to the other side. I'm going to throw on a winged liner and my top lash, and then we'll move on to the lower lash line. I'll just clean up all my fallout, but that's what it's looking like just now. That was pretty fast. I feel like I need to congratulate myself. My skin looks rough. It's because I had like blue eyeshadow all over my forehead. Look how much I need Botox, Hamish. Right, I have just put a little bit more P. Louise base underneath me peeper. And yeah, so I thought the black wasn't very good. So what I did was I took an eyeliner, a black eyeliner pencil. This is a Milani Stay Put one. It's phenomenal. I'm gonna waterline, but I'm also gonna take it below my lashes because we're just going for that kind of dark blue kind of look. Just gonna kind of blend it out. You got a couple seconds to play with this before it sets, and then boy oh boy, it won't move. I'll like take off all my makeup in the shower, and the only thing that's left on is perfect inside waterline black eyeliner. Okay, so now I've got that on, I am going to go in with the black Jab Jab, just over the top. And just bring it down slightly lower. It's just a very grey black, like it's not, like that's, no, I mean like that's not great. Sorry, I'm sorry. I just feel bad saying bad things because it's, like I said, I really like TAMMI, but I am going to be honest about, you know, what I think about the palette, obviously. And then I'm going to take navy again. And just run that along. And then just a pinch of the lighter blue. Beside navy, and just run that along. It's as simple as that. That's all I'm doing to my lower lash line. And then for my inner corner highlight, I'm taking the shade Calypso again. This is dry. I'm gonna just throw it in there. Such a beautiful inner corner shade, especially I feel like on deeper skin tones, like medium and deep skin tones, but it does work on my like fairer skin as well, which is good. So that's what we look like at the moment. And now I'm just gonna go away, throw on the rest of my makeup and come back and show you the grand reveal. But I am not doing my hair, okay? This mop is not achievable today. So I'll just be back in a moment and we'll just like discuss our final thoughts on the palette. So this of course is the final look I put on my yellow earrings today because they feel tropically and carnival-y-ish. And I literally just pulled my pajamas down. So that's as much effort as I can possibly put in. 3 chiropractor sessions this week has left me more sore than I was before and having to take more painkillers, as we discussed. Anyway, I'm really happy how this look came out. I think it's not unique. I've probably done a look like this or very similar to this in another video. I'll probably look through my archive and be like, oh, you've done this 9 times. But I mean, I love a good green spotlight eye with a bit of blue, a bit of black, you know, it's fine, it's nice. You've got nice lashes on, wings that don't match, but that's fine also. So the colours that I tried today really impressed me. There was nothing wrong with them apart from the black. I thought that was a bit of a dud. And I will say that it did take me about 4 attempts to get to a look that I could actually film. Because like I said, I started one off with the black and it was just not working, and then another one didn't work. So it's not the palette necessarily, it's more me, but it's a nice palette. I do like it. It is, I feel, quite generic. It's not like unique really now anymore. I think a lot of us have a lot of like rainbow palettes. I would really like if this pink was more vibrant, but apart from that, I'm definitely going to keep using it because the metallics especially were really nice, even dry, and these other ones, let me just finger swatch them. These like other, I mean, look at that. I mean, they look really impressive. So hopefully they're like the same as the greens that I used in terms of quality. But yeah, I'm really happy. Let me know what you think of this look. I know it's not revolutionary like I said, but yeah, let me know what you think and what you thought of the performance watching me put the eyeshadows on. If I'm going to be brutally honest with you, I think if I was to spend £10 on a Makeup Revolution palette, it would be the Soph Extra Spice. I think that's the best one that they've released and it's the best quality one that I've tried so far. The Flawless Foils one that keeps going out of stock is also quite an interesting palette. This is a nice palette and I'll keep it in my collection. I really like TAMMI, like I said, she's a really nice person and I love her makeup. I like that she uses colour as well. But personally for me, this palette isn't like a game changer. It's really nice. I will use it again. That's my thoughts. I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you think down in the comments down below of this look and of the palette, and are you going to buy one? So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out. Leave me a comment down below. I reply to all of my comments, and please also subscribe. I upload every Tuesday, Friday and Sunday. And yeah, I hope I'll see you in my next video. Bye.